Hey, this is Mike, Sator 42 Vinyl. First, I want to thank everybody who watched my 2023 Best of Heavy Metal video, or my favorite that came out in 2023. That video did very, very well. Got over 1,800 views. A lot of people commented. I only got one passive-aggressive comment, which I'll take definitely as a win. And I think that it did really well. I was incredibly surprised. Like, that video did better than all of my other videos combined. I don't know kind of how the algorithm worked and got that video doing well, but it did really well. And I'm very happy about that. I'm really proud of it. And I want to thank everybody who watched it and everybody who commented, liked it. It is a good feeling, you know, when you make something like that and you get feedback. It's really cool. So this video is going to be kind of another best of. I mean, I had planned to do these anyway. This isn't like, you know, based on that video doing really well, I'm going to keep doing best ofs. I might keep doing best ofs, but I planned on doing a video like this anyway, which are my favorite reissues that came out this year. Like a lot of people, you know, there are albums out there that I think people really, really like, but they're really either expensive, some have never been on vinyl. You know, there's a lot of different variations of that, you know, like even albums that were just recently reissued, but, you know, within the past 10 years, but have not been reissued since, you know, and they're harder and harder to get. And obviously the vinyl community is getting really big. So, you know, albums are selling more than they did before, even though they are more expensive. And sometimes, you know, the record companies that press these records, they don't necessarily risk or want to risk pressing thousands and thousands of records. So they don't press enough for us who really, really want some of this stuff. So it's always really cool when something gets reissued or repressed and we get an opportunity to get it again. I'm going to start with my favorite, and I'm going to go to number 10. So these are all kind of, I mean, they are in an order. I did put them in order, but, you know, these are all great, great reissues. And one of the interesting things about this year, at least with my list, is that there was a lot of successive albums or discographies basically that were all reissued on vinyl this year. And I have several of those, you know, to show you today. There was actually only a few single album releases that I'm going to show. Otherwise, there's, you know, several albums in a band's discography that all came out this year, and they were just released either all at the same time, you know, one big drop where you had to order all of them, or kind of over the year, you know, once every couple months or every month, a new one would get reissued. Now, first one I'm going to show is one of my favorite all-time bands, and this is my favorite reissue of the year. These albums, as they come out, they're probably always going to be my favorite because I really, really, really love this artist. He's one of my favorite, and that's Arjen Lucassen from Ayreon. This is the album, I got this on the blue, and this is the album called 010110001, which is just a binary number basically for, I can't even remember. I'll put it at the bottom of the screen. I'm a huge fan of Arjen, but I never remember what this number supposedly means. And yeah, this is a excellent Ayreon album. I love Arjen. I love Ayreon. And every reissue that comes out, I'm going to be on top of. And this came in a triple gatefold. It's a triple album. It is so fantastic. The pressing is really, really good. It sounds fantastic on my system anyway. I love it. And mine is signed by Arjen, which was awesome. So I got on a pre-order. Excellent album. One of my favorite artists of all time. I love Ayreon. I love Arjen. I like everything that he does pretty much. Some stuff more than others, of course, but fantastic reissue. It is one of his best albums that he put out, I think, out of everything that he's done under the Ayreon banner. This one is really high on my list. And if you're not familiar with Ayreon, Arjen Lucassen is the brainchild behind it, but he also gets all these singers involved. You want to pause and scroll in there. All these singers are involved in this album, and there's musicians as well that sing on this, like Simone from Epica, Floor Jansen, who's now in Nightwish, Bob Catley from Magnum, Hansi Kirsch from Blind Guardian sings on this album. Bunch of great artists. You know, Arjen gets all these people. A lot of times he tries to get them to fly out to a studio and, you know, record there. If you haven't checked out an Ayreon album, this is a good one to check out. I think this is out. This is still available too. Maybe not the signed copies, but I believe you could still get this on vinyl. I think they pressed quite a few different colors and everything like that.
Every million cycles, shooting stars rip our sky. We could divert them on the day they pass us by. reach a word to say. On that sunny day, there is a way for our DNA to reach a word to say. Do we have the right to create life? And do we have the right to take it? Yeah. Can we decide who lives and dies? Do you think they would even make it? We have no choice. Life is passing us by. We'll plant our seeds and guide them to their goal. We cannot fail. We have absolute control.
All right, so that's my number one favorite. All right, so this is my number two favorite, and this is one of those that I was talking about where albums got released. These all got released on the same day, and Hammerheart, which is a record company or that presses vinyl in Europe, I believe, they reissued all the Wintersorg albums. So this is Cosmic Genesis. This is his fourth album. I got the fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. I got four of these, but these three, Cosmic Genesis, Visions from the Spiral Generator, and The Focusing Blur, I can't recommend these guys enough. These are really great albums. I got them all on colored vinyl, and I think they only came in colored, so, this is fantastic stuff. It's listed as kind of like folk black metal, kind of, but it's really just progressive. I think it's just really progressive, kind of death metal. It has death metal and black metal and folk. It has all of that in it, but to me, that just equals progressive. When a band puts all that stuff together. And they all came in these excellent gatefolds. The albums sound fantastic. The one thing with these albums that was really cool is I think only Cosmic Genesis was previously available on vinyl, and all these other ones, this is their first time on vinyl. And I'll play a little bit of these guys because I think they have a really unique sound. And if you've heard of Wintersorg before, or you think you have, you might have heard him. He was playing instruments and writing songs with Borknagar. I think that's how you say their name, Borknagar, for a while. So that might be where you've heard of Wintersorg from. And yeah, he put out some really good albums with them. That's where I first heard of Wintersorg, I think. And then I started looking him up and found all these albums. I actually have them on CD back there. I have this album, Spiral Generator, on CD. I had it back in the day, back when it actually came out or around the time it came out. So really great stuff, really progressive. This is number three. These reissues I have been waiting for. A friend of mine in the vinyl community, Rockley, was able to get one of these original presses, and I've been jealous for a while. I actually had an original press of the other album here, but my pressing had some scratches on it, so it had some noise. I got it really cheap, and it's an expensive album, but I got it for like $40, and I cleaned it up, and it always bothered me that it had that little bit of ticking in there from the scratches that were on there, but most of the album was fine. But as soon as this reissue was announced, I sold that record and I pre-ordered these, and that is the Symphony X reissues. And these were reissued on a company called Sheet Happens. I'd never heard of these guys before, but really great reissues. These are not actual faithful reproductions of the original albums, at least not necessarily the artwork, but these albums had inserts with pictures and the lyrics on it, but they did a different layout here. They just did it in one gatefold. And they put the lyrics inside the gatefold, but that means I don't have any pictures of the band anymore, which is fine. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. It's just that these are different from the original presses. This right here, Odyssey, is my absolute favorite Symphony X album. It's one of the first Symphony X albums that I've heard. I'm waiting for 5 Mythology Suite. That I would love to have on vinyl. I actually emailed This Sheet Happens and asked them, and they said, yeah, we'd love to work with Symphony X again, but they didn't confirm that they were. I would love Symphony or Mythology to come out. But anyway, Odyssey is my favorite Symphony X album. I love the song, The Odyssey. It's just so fantastic. It's a whole, like 25 minute song that's just fantastic. And the second one I got, this is the one that Rockley had that he got before me that I'm incredibly jealous of, Paradise Lost. And this, again, another excellent album. This one's actually colored vinyl too. You just can't tell. It's, what did they call it? Clear with smoke. Yeah, there you go. You can see it through. So yeah, that's kind of cool. So really, really good album here again as well. And the same thing with this one, the reissue is not a faithful reproduction of the original. They did it in a gatefold with no pictures, but you do get the lyrics. But these are excellent, excellent albums. Both these albums are great, and the represses sound fantastic. I think they sound great.
Slashing down all my foes to claim the throne. Triumphant champion of Ithaca. I will ride on the roads, let the gods sing my song. Oh, triumphant champion of Ithaca. Let a new life begin. This is the end of my odyssey.
So this is number 4. This is my 4th favorite reissues this year. And I'm just going to show 3 of these, but I did get a lot of these albums this year. And this was a big year for this band. I think they reissued like 6 of their albums, and that is Soilwork. I'm a huge fan of Soilwork in the melodic death metal scene. This is one of my favorite melodic death metal bands, and these are great, great albums. When Predator's Portrait was announced last year, and it came out, I jumped all over that, and I was really hoping that, they would continue, and they did. So they released, this is Natural Born Chaos. Figure number 5 also got released, which is an excellent, excellent album. And they're, all these 3 albums in particular, they're very similar sound, so they didn't really change their sound much. It's just they wrote great songs. And Stabbing the Drama also came out, excellent album. This one has a misprint on the back label. They put the song listing is a little bit off, but nothing really big. And came out in red. Great, great albums. All 3 of these are great. I pretty much was all over those as soon as they hit. These were all limited runs. I think they were, all the colors that I got were 1300 limited pressing, but I'm pretty sure most of these are still available. Stabbing the Drama, for some reason, I think was the one that sold really well compared to the other ones, but all those albums are great. I like them all pretty much equally. Yeah, this is number 5. And another melodic death metal band. And I just got these at the end of the year. These kind of bounced around the United States when they were shipped to me, so I didn't get them right away. But that is the In Flames reissues. This is more melodic death metal that's really great. I hope they continue to go further back, get Horacle. Right now, Clayman would be great. I know they did that special edition, but it's still really expensive right now. But Reroute is a fantastic album. I got it in the split. These are really great. These actually just came in a single sleeve with both albums in that sleeve, which doesn't bother me that much. I'd rather have a gatefold, I guess. I think it's fine to do it this way. I don't put them in the sleeve anyway. I put them in the back like this. So great album. And I also got the Come Clarity. These were the only 2 that I wanted out of the reissues. I think there was 2 other ones, but the 2 other ones were from their modern era, which is not my favorite version of In Flames. But these 2 albums, Come Clarity and Reroute, are great. They're in that same style of their original stuff, you know, the Clayman style of melodic death metal, which I really, really, really like. Excellent, excellent albums. Number 6. 6 is another one, another reissue campaign that happened pretty much over several months. And that is the more melodic death metal, but that is the Arch Enemy reissues. These are all on single non-gatefold, so I'm not gonna pull them out. This one came on green. I got Burning Bridges. I like this album. The Immortal is a fucking great song. The key to this whole one though, this is a grail, honestly, for me. This is actually a grail. Now, I think this was released on vinyl at one point, but you know, not a huge press, but that is The Wages of Sin. And yeah, this is Angela Glassow's first album with Arch Enemy. Fucking great, great, great album. This is a 5 out of 5, a 10 out of 10, a 100%. It's a perfect album. This is up there with, in my opinion, Slaughter of the Soul, At the Gates. I think this is right up there in the top 5 probably best melodic death metal albums of all time. And then they just kept going. Got the Anthems of Rebellion. Got that on the blue. I got Doomsday Machine as well. Got that on the red. I got Rise of the Tyrant as well. Got that on the purple. And I've got Chaos Legions, which is on the orange. And all these have a insert in them that Angela actually wrote a little bit about each album and her experience with recording it, writing it, and touring with it, which I thought was really cool. I really like when albums give you a little bit extra stuff like that, because, you know, it kind of makes the reissue, you know, more special, I guess, more cool, you know, to have a little bit of context put in there. And, you know, just having the album is fine too, but I definitely like that little extra touch because they don't have to do that. And when they do that, I think it's really cool. 7, again, another reissue campaign. And these I've been waiting for a while. I didn't want to get the box set. I really wanted to get just the albums. They all came with little booklets. Like I said, I think that's great. And they were not ridiculously priced. I mean, these weren't like $50 each or something, at least when I bought them. And that is the Celtic Frost reissues. This is Morbid Tales. This is basically the first album. Comes with this fantastic little booklet, like really thick booklet, lots of writing in here, lots of pictures, lots to read while you're listening to the album, which is really cool. I love that all 3 of the albums have a booklet like this. So it's really, really, really cool. And that one I got on red, the Morbid Tales. And they all came in a gatefold, which is really nice. And the production on this, as far as the quality of everything that they did with the presentation, is fantastic. These reissues are top notch. And Celtic Frost, obviously a classic band. That's what I got on gray. And yeah, all these albums are great. You know, Celtic Frost is a band that influenced black metal, influenced thrash metal, influenced death metal. What, you know, it's kind of like saying, you know, Judas Priest or something like that. You know, Judas Priest, of course, influenced all of heavy metal. And Celtic Frost, I would say, I guess, influenced all of the extreme heavy metal that we have today, along with Venom, you know, things like that. So, you know, these guys were one of the first bands to really, you know, take a sound. Like when they came out, they were kind of unique. I mean, everybody was like, yeah, this band is wild. You know, they're totally different than everybody else. This one on gold. So yeah, this reissue campaign was fantastic. I'm so glad to finally have these. These full lengths are great, and they're pretty much all I need. So I'm very happy with getting these, and they are some of my favorite reissues of the year. Number 8, another kind of reissue campaign of these 2 albums only, I believe. And these were reissued by Cosmic Key, and they reissue a lot of albums like this. Keep an eye out on their, you know, I would subscribe to their newsletter because they always come out with some pretty cool stuff. And this is the Sentenced reissue. And this is a little bit different artwork. Color's a little bit different, and it's on this matte. They call it like reverse cardboard or whatever. And it came in the gold with a little bit of swirl there. Excellent albums, very melodic and just really good. Kind of heavy too, you know, but you know, accessible. That was one of my passive aggressive comments, is that I listen to too much metal that's not underground enough. I guess Sentence, I think that these guys technically wouldn't be underground metal, but really great album, really great band. The death metal stuff that they did was pretty good, but I think when they went with this new sound, I definitely like this version of the band a lot better. And this is Cold White Light. I think I like this album just a little bit more than Down, slightly more, not a whole lot more, but just a little bit more. But Down and both these albums, I mean, if you're looking for Sentenced records, you can't go wrong with either one of these. And this is also a matte finish. And this one, I think, has an insert with lyrics. So, yeah, you get that. Cold White Light. Excellent, excellent, excellent album. Both of those I highly recommend.
From the gun, no, you need to sell your soul, for it's great to
My number 9 favorite release of 2023 or reissue. I'm not a huge fan of live records, but there are a few live records out there that I love. Every rule has an exception, right? This was an album that I've been waiting to come out for a long time, and when Music on Vinyl announced that they were reissuing this, I think it was only available on a picture disc before. So this is, I believe, its first proper vinyl reissue, and that is Exodus, A Lesson in Violence. This is the classic live record that Paul Bailoff did with the original members of Exodus. Kind of one last time, kind of. He obviously didn't know he was going to pass away, but he did end up passing away not too long after this album. And this is just a great 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, 100% live record. I love the way these songs sound on this album, these older songs. I like that they're consistent. I do like the original albums. I have them all, or at least most of them. And I do like the sound on those too, but for some reason, just having all these songs sound consistent throughout this record just makes them really, really good. Whether there's overdubs or whether, I don't know, but they sound fucking tight, man. They are really tight on this album. I wasn't hearing any mistakes or fuck ups or anything. It just sounded fucking great. Really, really great thrash metal. One of my favorite thrash metal releases, honestly. Great album. Music on Vinyl did a fantastic job with the gold vinyl. It sounds good on my system, so I'm happy. We're very, very happy with this album, and this was my number 9 favorite reissue of 2023.
The song is called Piranha! Go, 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 go! Just fucking rain, do what you fucking want!
And my 10th favorite reissue, another reissue campaign. These all came out on the same day. This band is really good. It's Brendan Small's Death Clock releases. So I believe these are first time on vinyl, some of them. Great death metal here. If you watch the cartoon or the animated show is excellent. I got this on gray. These all came in, or at least most of them came in a gatefold with lyrics and everything. Of course, the lyrics are freaking great. And yeah, this one has 2 album reissue. Death Album 1 is great. It's probably my favorite of all the Death Clocks. And Death Clock, all their albums sound very similar, but you can say that for a lot of different bands. But this is Death Album 2. This one came out on the pink cotton candy version, I guess. Actually, this is Death Album 3. Sorry, I'm showing them out of order. Another gatefold. Yeah, this is Death Album 2. This is just a single album with only one vinyl in it, so it just has a single sleeve.
The time has come to awaken him. I call upon the ancient lords of the underwater, bring forth this beast, and awaken. Take the land that must be taken. Awaken. Devour worlds, spite forsaken. Rise up your thoughts and hear on sleep. Bring forth from your grave eternally. I command you to rise.
And that is my favorite reissues from 2023, all metal. I'm gonna do another one, which is non-metal, basically, a bunch of pop records, some punk, some indie. I do listen to a lot of different types of music, so I do have enough of that stuff to do a top 10 as well. And that's it. Again, thank you guys. Thanks to everybody for watching these. Thanks for all the new subscribers. Thank you for liking the previous video. And yeah, it was really cool to have that experience, showing everybody, look, it keeps going up. It was really cool. And thank you guys. Bye.